Gambling. It's probably one of the most popular pastime things to do in the world. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'd be willing to place a bet that through your entire life, you will gamble in some such way, whether it's between friends or if it's in a casino or if it's online. And because it's so popular, of course it has its own spot in social media, whether it's YouTube live streams or short form content. You'll see it everywhere. Not to mention the ads for gambling are insane these days. So that kind of leads me to the topic of this video. Is one of the easiest YouTube channels to start these days a gambling YouTube channel? I mean, you could do it so easily. You could go down to your local casino, you could just start gambling away, and you could film yourself, and all of a sudden you can start making money on what you're gambling. But is that really true? Let's find out. But before we dig into that, this video is sponsored by the subscribe button, not some casino, don't worry. I would not advocate for that. But I love doing these videos, and if you guys want to show your support, it would mean a whole lot to me. Now, let's get into some gambling. Look, I'm going to be honest, I love gambling. And honestly, I have to restrict myself or else I would spend way too much money on gambling. It's true. And luckily enough, I am mostly self-aware that I realize that I can only bring a set amount to the casino and only that much and not bring my card in because I'd be willing to take out more money to see if I could get it all back. The reason why I'm saying this is because maybe my YouTube algorithm and my algorithm on, social media pushes gambling videos towards me, but still, I see so many gambling channels, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, that gets hundreds of thousands of views, and they have so many followers or subscribers or whatever platform it's on. Just for example, on YouTube alone, you have Vegas Matt, Bretsky, Lady Luck, Raja, Bluff, On Tilt Boys, NG Slot, Casino King, DJ Adult, all of these YouTube channels that are all focused around gambling, plus there's so many more out there, and all of them collectively are getting hundreds of thousands of views, and they all collectively have millions of subscribers. And it just seems like the watch time and everything on these videos is just so good. It's like, why wouldn't you start your own gambling channel? You could start to make money on gambling money. Isn't that awesome? One of the best examples of someone like recently starting a YouTube channel is this guy right here, Cumtism Gambles. He already has 61,000 subscribers and he only started posting gambling videos 1 month ago. Now, I did do some further research and he does have a second YouTube channel that averages like 100,000 views per video. So that might have helped him with this channel, but regardless, he is outpacing that YouTube channel by crazy amounts on this gambling channel. And to be honest with you, he isn't even gambling anything crazy. He does not gamble large sums of money. He honestly usually gambles under $1,000 per video, if that even. Now, I will give him credit. He is putting a spin on gambling. His titles and his concepts and videos are absolutely pure gold and content geniusness. So I'm not surprised that he's getting the views that he's getting, but still, after only 1 month of posting gambling videos, he is on the road of becoming a very big YouTuber. But this is the part of the video where I'm going to tell you that it is not all glamorous. You see, if you started a gambling YouTube channel right now, you'd have to use your own bankroll. What I mean by this is you have to use your own money, which means if you lose at the casino, that video is probably going to be a net loss until you start getting these crazy amount of views on your videos. But even then, gambling YouTubers are only making like $2 to $4 per 1,000 views. So you're not at the higher end of payment per views on the YouTube algorithm, if that makes sense. So even if you start getting like 10 to 20K views per video, and you start gaining a couple thousand subscribers, on the videos that you lose gambling, let's say your bankroll's $1,000 per video, you're not making that every video. Because if you lose that money, you're probably not making it back in the video, at least in the YouTube ad payment. So it's almost a losing battle. Not to mention that almost all YouTube videos are age restricted, I'm pretty sure, which means, you have to be 18 plus to be watching the video. So you are kind of losing out on a good chunk of viewers on YouTube because you can't access, your video won't be pushed to people that are 18 or lower. So yes, you can be getting a lot of views on your videos, but still being a net loss until you get to a high enough level where you start getting sponsors from casinos or from other gambling websites, because most of the time you won't be getting sponsors from any other products because they don't want to be associated with gambling, which makes it harder. You see, a lot of these gambling YouTubers are sponsored by online casinos or sports betting casinos, or just sports betting. They're not necessarily casinos. And that is where the majority of the money comes from. So if you're not sponsored by one of these, you are not making as much money as you think. Now, the reason why I think gambling videos do so well on the YouTube algorithm and just like in general across social media is because gambling is becoming such a huge thing. I mean, you see ads for it everywhere, whether it's DraftKings or online casinos or just like casino-based app games where you don't actually gamble real money, but it still gets you to thinking like a gambler, where it's like, oh, gambling's normal, gambling is fun, you can make money gambling. And that's why I think it's more popular than ever right now, because you see it all over the place. It's just exposure therapy pretty much. It is now normal. Gambling is normal. It's not frowned upon. It's almost glamorous in a sense. So honestly, because of that, I think gambling videos are only going to become more and more popular. But I still don't think you should just go start a gambling YouTube channel, because unless you're hitting high numbers and getting those sponsorships, the money you lose on videos is just a net loss, and you're not going to be getting paid enough through the YouTube monetization to make up for this. And then this brings me to my final point. I honestly don't love the portrayal of gambling being glamorous. A lot of these YouTubers edit out their losses and only post their wins. Not all of them. There are quite a few YouTubers that just post their wins and their losses, so it's nice that they're at least transparent about it. But there are some gambling channels out there that only post wins to make it glamorous, like you're gonna win gambling. You are not. There is a reason why casinos are $1 billion, maybe even $1 trillion business, because the odds are in their favor. There's a saying, the house always wins, and statistically over a set amount of time, the house will always win. So when these gambling videos are getting pushed on social media to a younger audience, and it is causing it to become more and more normalized, it kind of scares me, because as a person, like I said, who loves to gamble and understands the risk and understands the self-control it takes to not take out more and more money to chase the loss or chase the win, it is very scary to me to think that it is just becoming more and more normal to gamble. So if you made it this far in the video, I advocate that you don't gamble. But if you are going to gamble, only bring what you're willing to lose, because the odds are that you are going to lose. And as far as gambling and posting it on social media, if you want to try it, go ahead. You'll probably get views. That is the thing. You will get views and you will get subscribers. But it takes, you gotta be at the top in order to get these sponsorships, because YouTube and other sponsors are not going to sponsor you because you're a gambling channel. And really the only way to make large amounts of money is to get those sponsorships from those casinos, and you got to be at the top to get those. So what I advocate for is that you only watch people gamble their money. Don't actually gamble your own money. And if you are going to start a YouTube channel and it's going to be in gambling, you're going to have to be unique. And that just kind of goes across the board, whether it's gaming, financial advice, anything. You have to be unique in order to stand out these days. So that's my main advice to anyone starting a YouTube channel. And lastly, if you made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments what you think about gambling. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Love ya. Peace out.